Go.
Sugar on me. Pour some sugar on me.
Who doesn't love me some Def Leppard?
Love it.
So that was a stretch, but I kind of went with pour some sugar on me, meaning the pour some love on the audience. Those of you who know what it really means, close enough.
Well, I always think that the artists who write these songs need to sing the right words.
That's right.
Because I remember I actually was on my way here and I was singing a song from the 80s and I realized that I was actually singing the wrong words. But I think they are singing the wrong words.
They are.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but it's a great song. And you know what? So a lot of, remember all those bands that you used to listen to when you're growing up and, everyone give you a hard time. Now, I don't care. I like everything. I like one-hit wonders. I like Rick Astley. I also like the Rolling Stones and I like AC/DC and I like all the country bands. So
I think you like music.
I love music.
But Teresa thought it was Whitesnake. I'm sorry, Teresa. She goes, I'm totally wrong.
But Whitesnake is good. That means we're going to have to pull a Whitesnake song.
I love that one song from Yes. So there you go. Maybe on Friday we will play Whitesnake just for you, Teresa.
Oh, so for those of you who love music like me, and I love the whole stories of music. So on the weekend, I didn't even tell you, I watched the Go-Go's documentary. It just came out. It's on HBO Crave, I think. I'm not sure. It was so good. It was just really interesting to see how they came about.
Oh, really? Interesting.
They were the only girl band that had their debut album hit #1. Really cool.
That's very cool.
And they're still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So,
and on Tech Tuesday, you can learn more than just tech. You can learn about music too, and bands. You digress, but that's okay.
I know, and it was such a great movie. Anyway, for those of you who are Go-Go fans. Other than that, we are talking about audiences.
Yes.
And clients.
So yesterday we talked about not only understanding them, but first understanding who they are. So understanding where you are before you even understand how to target sort of the ones that you want to. Right. And also finding out if you're right.
Yeah, if the audience is really your audience.
Yeah, like who's engaging with your stuff, all of that kind of stuff. So
you never know, because sometimes, Spencer always points out, well, you have like 5,000 friends on Facebook. I'm sure they're all your friends.
But some of them might be your target, and understanding. And I love stats. I love analytics. I like looking to make sure that something's working, because it's great to do all of this stuff, but if it's not working, then that's a problem. And how do you know if it's working? So one of the things that I wanted to show was very easy place to find out. And one of the more popular apps right now is Instagram. And we've talked a lot about it, and we both love Instagram. I also like looking at the statistics. There's a lot of statistics on LinkedIn as well. I don't love the way that Facebook I'm just not a big fan of Facebook in general. Yeah. But I wanted to show you on Instagram where to find they call it insights, and sort of some basic information that you can find out about that. So hang on one second while I show you my Instagram.
Yay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly just take off the overlay for a second, because I know it covers up some of the information. Yeah. It looks so small when I do it on my phone.
Yeah, you're going to read it to me.
Yeah, you can't even see it. But that's okay. But basically, if you go right in the middle, right underneath where it says edit profile, it says insights. Yeah. So you can click on insights and it brings you can do it from the last 7 days. You can do whatever you want. But basically, you want to look at your followers and understanding how your followers are engaged. So you click on followers, which is right there. And here is the breakdown. So it goes literally, you can do it by location. You can do it by countries. Now, most of my followers live in Canada.
Surprise.
Shocking. But you know what? I have followers from the United States. I have followers from United Kingdom. I have followers from India and Nigeria, which I'm sure they're real people, some of those. But that's okay. So you understand that you do have audiences in a variety of different places and a variety of different cities.
Right.
So then you can look at the age. Now this shows you all, but you can also look at the demographic by male and by female. But the reason that I like to look at this is because it's an overall view from an age perspective. And most people that are following me are between the ages of 35 and 54.
Right.
And that makes sense. I'm not typically somebody who's 20 years old is going to resonate with me.
Right.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just they're not ready for me. And I've said that many times. There's a lot of customers that come to me and they're not ready. So they're not ready to talk about what tech they need. They're not ready to talk about how to implement something. So that's perfect. And then over the age of 55 to 60, they're probably on their way to not, right? They're on, hopefully
on the way to not
retiring.
Not on the way to something.
Yeah, not the way not to do business. They're not willing to grow their business. Maybe they're on the,
on the way out.
The way out. On the way out of the entrepreneurial journey, and perhaps on their way to retirement or something super fun. Maybe they're going to go on vacation. They're going to watch concerts.
They're going to come on my cruise.
Yeah, exactly. Did you know that Faye's on a cruise?
Faye's on a cruise.
So, and 75% of people who pay attention to my accounts are women. And that's pretty typical. My colors, my branding, the way I talk, all of that stuff obviously attracts. So I think that basically looking at this, I'm good.
Yeah.
Who I'm targeting is who my followers are, which is who I'm attracting in regards to my business. All good.
Which means she shouldn't be changing her strategy and completely alienating the people that follow her.
Right. So if, again, going back to what we were talking about yesterday, if you wanted to target, like we use the example of the realtor or the mortgage broker who's targeting that younger audience, maybe that new home buyer, maybe these statistics wouldn't work for them because maybe the new home buyer would be more in the sort of 25 to 34 range. Well, that's not a lot of my followers. So how can you change to target that person? So take a look. I would grab your phone, take a look at your insights, and just do a quick check-in in regards to your locations, the age, and the gender of the people who are following you.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll surprise you if you've never really paid attention or you don't have a focused strategy. For those of you who aren't really working on actual you're not targeting specifically on your post. It might just be a lot of friends and people who you know. But if you're actually really working on posting things that are interesting for your business, then it'll give you a better insight.
Exactly. Hey,
we're back.
We're back, yes. You put my brand back.
Do I have to sing
there
again?
No, you're good. So I love insights. I love statistics. I like to know what you're doing is actually working, because that's the worst thing you can do is do all of this work, put all of this effort, do all of this brand, and you're reaching the 20-year-olds who maybe you're not wanting to target, not wanting to work with.
Yeah. I didn't even look at mine. I guess I should look sometime. I don't have to because somebody else looks for me.
Exactly. So that is my tech for today, whether it's Instagram or whatever the social media platform that is for you. Go look at the statistics and try to understand who your audience is, and then you will know, is it working or is it not?
Right. And so we're going to move on to the next one. And the next one this is about people you don't really know. So you're going an overview. What I'm going to tell you is about something that you want to ask your existing subscriber email base. So it's a company called SurveyMonkey. And why do we like it, Stacey? Because it's free.
But it doesn't look like it's free.
Yeah.
Typically, and these guys actually do it the opposite. Typically, you'll have the free first, but they actually have the free listed last.
Yeah, so they can sell you.
Yeah.
But with SurveyMonkey, you can create free surveys up to 10 questions. Yeah. And then you can send it out to your existing list and get real answers. And the cool thing about surveys that I've found with almost everybody that gets them, and you probably are aware, you get a survey, you almost always answer it, right? There's something about it. And it's a very interesting dynamic because, if somebody calls you, you're not going to talk to them. But if they send you a survey, you actually will go, oh, no problem. Click, 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 done, right?
Especially if it's a short survey with very specific questions. And this is what I love about SurveyMonkey's free is that they're free as 10 questions.
Yeah.
I don't think you want more than that.
No. And you want to make it so here's a good example. So you have a list that you've been nurturing, and maybe there's only 20 people on the list. Maybe there's 4,000 people on the list. Whatever it is, you might have been collecting this for a while and you don't really know who they are anymore. Like, who's on your list? What do they want? So as you're creating a program or you're doing your coaching business, you can ask them specifically, here are some of the things I'm working on. What are you most interested in? And then you can lay out multiple choice what things you're working on. And so all of a sudden, if you get back a note that says, 80% of the people that surveyed want this, then that's what you need to work on, not something else.
Yeah. I always think it's really interesting when I get asked the question, how do I know what my audience wants?
Right.
Ask them.
Ask them. Ask them. So for those of you who see in the group, I asked you guys a question this week because I get so many questions on, well, how do I, you've had a lot of coaching clients over the years. How do I do that? Do you have a process? Do you have a system? I do. So I asked the question because I wanted to know, well, how many people are interested in it? Because if it's one or two, I can't spend the time, doing a whole training. But if there's more people that are interested, then I will consider doing a training. So I asked the question, and it's amazing because I started getting yeses. Yeah, people are interested. Well, guess what? If they're interested, that's what I'm going to work on. So you can do the exact same thing. Just ask people what they want from you.
Or ask their opinion. I know the biggest one, I know I'm part of a lot of podcast groups, and the biggest question that's in those groups is, here are 4 album arts, or here are 4, and the big one I also see in other entrepreneurial groups is, here's a few logos.
Yeah.
Which one do you like the best? Like, how awesome is that to be able to ask your audience, your target audience, a question and get them to answer it for you instead of trying to figure it out.
And
I love it.
You pick the one that most people like. It's that simple. We do that all the time internally when we're creating a new program. We just send it out to everybody we know and just say, which one do you like?
Yeah.
And because it's sometimes it's surprising, right? You think they're going to like one and they don't. They always like the one that you're probably might be the least, but it talks to you. It talks to them. So that's key.
Absolutely.
So are you guys using any of these? How many of you are actually using Insights? Are you using SurveyMonkey? Have you tried it? Or are you just hoping that,
you build something and you hope they like it and you build everything around it and then they're not buying it? When if you ask them, the other advantage of asking them is that they have buy-in. Yeah. So then you go, well, thank you so much for asking. Now I've created this program. Those people are more likely to buy it.
Yeah, they're more interested in it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Just ask people. You ask your kids what you want for dinner. When they give you an answer, you usually make it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same
exactly.
thing. Like, unless, you don't know what they really want, because you do know when you make something and people come to the table and they're like, I didn't really feel like that tonight. That's not what you should have made, maybe.
So I make my kids do the meal plan.
That's right. See, it's smart.
Yeah.
And
Make
I know
them
some of you are sitting there going, well, whatever I make, that's what they eat. Okay, fine. But,
You'll get buy-in.
Yeah.
So Marianne is saying that she loves SurveyMonkey, easy to use. And considering she's a VA, that's great that she knows that it's easy to use. I know Anthea saying the same thing. Linda, love the idea of surveys to find out what your
So the question I have, a lot of people have SurveyMonkey or something like it, but do you actually use it on a regular basis?
Yeah, and Teresa said she's used SurveyMonkey before as well, which is perfect. And I think that's just the most popular one. Because there are other ones, but yeah.
But I mean, again, I still go back to the same thing. Are you actually using it? I know you guys, it's not like we're bringing you up some really huge new
groundbreaking.
Yeah. But what we're trying to do is get you to reconnect to things that work, right? Are you actually using it? Are you looking at these things? Or do they make sense to you? And, are you taking advantage of it? That's all.
Yeah, because I think sometimes it's like, wow, that's brand new. It's a brand new site. It's a brand new, whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm so excited to use it. But when it's something that maybe you've heard of before, or it's like, yeah, I have an account. Yeah. But are you actually using it?
Exactly. Exactly. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask the group about what you're doing, or artwork, or titles, or what you think people are looking for, then post it in the group. Ask the question and see who's going to answer yours, and you'll have much more insight along the way.
Absolutely. And Marian's saying no, she doesn't use it enough. So there you go.
There you go.
Like, I love it. I have it. I have the login. It's great.
Yeah, we're guilty of it too.
Yeah,
We have
absolutely.
a ton of apps. So we were like, oh, we already have that app. Why did we stop using it?
We were just talking about that this morning when we were, just going over quickly what we were going to talk about. And I'm like, oh yeah, remember that one? Yeah, I have a login for that and we haven't looked at it. So, but we have like 1,000.
Yeah.
Approximately.
About that. Anyway, so go ahead, look at your insights, look at your surveys, make sure you, take advantage of what you have. And this week we are live again on Friday.
So we'll see you then.
All right. See you guys.